welcome back to Jackie Does Keto. My name is Jackie and this is my home. And if you're new, I have lost 75 pounds following a keto-ish lifestyle, and I post things like 4 days of eating, grocery hauls, meal plans, meal preps, sometimes the odd recipe, occasionally a yellow sticker haul because I'm a bit frugal, to say the least, and 4 days of eating as well. And I'm fully aware my hair looks silly. I am been putting off getting it cut because I'm going away soon, so I didn't want to get it cut too soon, if you know what I mean. So, but it's going to happen this week. I can't cope with it any longer. So, today is Sunday, so it's my meal prepping day. It is a bit of a weird one because of, you may have heard of this small thing called coronavirus, COVID. My company has decided that home working may have to be an option for all of the team. So it may mean that other than doing my meal prep to assume that I'm going into the office, it may mean at some point next week we're given laptops and sent home. So it's a very real probability. So I'm assuming that I'm going in the office, but it's possible that I'll be just sitting and working from home, which is interesting. My company's never done that before, but they're taking it really seriously, and you know, they got the government guidelines and stuff. So we've got some people that are not well in our office who've got asthma and things like that, so we have to be really careful. So but I'm going to carry on assuming that we are going to be going to work at least next week. It's possible, more likely the week after, that it's going to be home working time. So I will first of all show you my grocery haul for the week, and then what I'll do, I'll flip you around and show you my meal plan. It's pretty thingies. I'm using some of the stuff I've got from my freezer. It's quite good. I'm trying to use some of my haul, and then we'll crack on with some cooking. And here we have this week's grocery haul, my stuff and my partner's stuff. Let's start at the good end. Some kitchen towel thing stuff. I've got 15 eggs. My egg consumption seems to be going up and up and up and up, which is not a bad thing, of course. Never been an eggy person, but I'm trying to be. These are an offer this week, so I got 2 of those. I saw a recipe with deep frying these. Obviously, you take the wax off and then you do like the crumb base, but you use pork scratchings, and apparently they're really nice because they're a firm cheese. They held up really good, apparently. So there's a tip for you. A couple of cucumbers and some peppers. I've got a big thing of chicken breasts for one of my meal preps this week and just for general eating. And 3 packs of chicken wings. I was feeling the wings this week, so I'll be taking the tips off and seasoning them and roasting those off probably tomorrow. Today's Saturday, and I do my cooking on a Sunday usually. I've got a sour cream and a fresh garlic. A couple of these tins of tomatoes. They're very handy just to have if you're making like a small portion or you want it to go far. So you're looking at probably still though with per can 9 carbs per can. So there you go. I've got my usual innocent milk. These last me a week, and a big cream. Again, for a recipe that I'm making. My 2 Dr. Peppers, obviously. I've got some more cream cheese. Some more pepperoni sticks. I've got soft mozzarella this week rather than the grated. So, because it's slightly lower. Again, for a recipe. This was free. It has got carbs in it, so like 5.7 per 100, I think it was. But it was free, and I might stir like a spoonful in curries, that kind of stuff in the week. And I also grabbed another one of these. I went to Pound Stretchers as well. These are on for 29p. I'm about 5-6 weeks ago, I made meatballs with pesto, and this was the one I used, and it was really tasty. So that's in my cupboard. They actually did a product recall on this, but for nuts, but I eat nuts, so I'm not fussed. Chicken for the cats, obviously, because they eat all of them. I grabbed this. This is my partner's side of stuff where it starts going into, you know, badness. I'll show you anyway. Got one of these because I frequently see milk reduced to like 9p, 16p for a carton, and I never get it because obviously I don't drink milk because of carbs. But my partner really likes these like mixed with milk thingies. So next time I see one, I'll grab one and make him a very cheap and easy dessert. He likes these breakfasty things. Essentially they're cookies, but there you go. Back over here, I'm going to start sorting out my garden. If you've been with me for a while, you may have seen I did do my garden last year. I'm teaching myself, don't know what I'm doing, but I enjoy it. So I'm going to start getting some seeds ready. You can hear in the background probably birds. It's actually a really nice day, so I might try and squeeze some laundry out. Just a shampoo, dry shampoo, tropical, because I'm pretending I'm a tropical girl. And a thing for the toilet. Some hot dog buns. Last week I did that chili dog chili, and there's some leftover hot dogs. So my partner will be having some of these in buns, and I'll probably just have them on their own. More chocolate, more mints, these pasty things, brown sauce, ooh, some rice, which I adore. This was on offer. Chicken tikka filled naan, be a good lunch or something. Sandwiches and his bread. And then his naughties. This looks divine. Honeycomb ice cream. Obviously his desserts. Again, these are one of his faves. This was free again this week. They look amazing, but I won't be eating those. And stuff for the kittens. So they are being real buggers. They don't want anything unless it's flakes in a gravy. And there's not much around. So there you go. And that is that. Also, I used it yesterday. Put myself a cafetiere. I need to clean it and put that stuff into the compost. I do compost my coffee grounds. And that is the haul. I also bought this because it was 29p. It was on offer. Classic house salad dressing. Per portion 0.9. So it's not bad. I might cook with that actually. Make some sort of sauce with it. But there you go. That is my grocery haul this week. Not actually a lot. We've got a lot in the freezer though, and that is the mission for the next couple of weeks. Try to eat some of the freezer stuff, make some space. So there you go. I'm going to put this all away and show you the meal plan. So this is the meal plan. This is my Life and Apples planner, decorated obviously. So the plan is, you may have spotted in my big haul, some wings. So wings are happening. I'm going to take the tips off and put them in the oven, low and slow, and then cover them in some sauces. I'm going to do barbecue, and I'm also going to do franks. I've also going to cook a load of sausages that I had from Yellow Sticker Time from the last couple of weeks. I'm going to do sausages in the oven and eggs. Just do some cucumber just for snacking on, and my cheeses. I've also got in my freezer, I prepped over Christmas and I forgot about them. My freezer is so full, man. Some chaffles and also some radish hash brown. So I'm going to pull some of those out and have them throughout the week because I want to make the room. Because when we are away, before we go away, I want to use what we've got, make some room, and then probably for April try and have sort of freezer clearing, cupboard clearing situation. And then for my main meal, I'm doing, well, it's actually this recipe here. This is this green bean casserole, chicken and green bean casserole using shredded chicken, and obviously green beans. Now I wanted to use what I've got. I've got a bag of cauliflower and broccoli. So I'm going to use that instead of the green beans, which they do say you can do. I think green beans would have been nicer. I do fancy some green beans. That's not a thing you hear very often, is it? I'll say very often, I fancy some green beans. This is from Low Carb Yum. I will leave a link below. But it's shredded chicken in the oven. So I left my broccoli and cauliflower to defrost overnight in my sink. And I was going to squeeze out the excess, chop it up and use that instead of the green beans. I haven't got pre-cooked chicken, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw some of it in the slow cooker with some of my veggies that I keep hold of, the onion ends and the garlic like leaves and stuff like that. I do that to keep hold of those in the freezer. I'm going to throw them in there so I get a little bit of a broth as well. I've also got, I'll show you, some garlic, elephant garlic as well in the garden. I'll show you that in a sec. I'm also going to put some of that in. So that's the first thing I'm going to do this morning. It's Sunday morning. I'm going to get my chicken in the slow cooker so I can shred it in about 4 hours. And I also might put my sausages in the oven. And then I'm going to go have a workout. And this is very sad. I planted I think 8 elephant garlics in the autumn, and only one of them came up, which is sad. But so there's an elephant garlic under there, but also these stems smell and taste like pure garlic. So what I'm going to do, thank you Doodle, there you go Doodle, hello Mabel, I'm going to put some of this in my slow cooker so the chicken's a little bit garlicky. I just think it's going to make a really nice flavour to the chicken. Now the recipe says 560 grams of chicken, but I'm just going to put, I didn't look like a lot, so I'm going to put that in. I've got my veggie scraps here, onions, peppers, another thing, celery, and I've got those little bits of garlic. I'm going to put some of that in my slow cooker with some water and give that a good chucking for about 4 hours, and hopefully they'll get some nice broth as well, some garlic vegetable broth, which will be really handy for another recipe another time. So the vibe this week is definitely more carnivore, bringing those carbs down. I sort of looked back at what I've been having and looking at around about 20 again, 21. It was creeping up again and I didn't realise. So I want to try and bring it right down to around about the 15 mark to see if that gives my my weight loss a good push, because I do want to carry on. I feel like I'm putting in the work but not getting any of the rewards. So that's so hopefully when I sort everything out and look at everything, God, look how strong I look. Oh, love yourself. I'll hopefully bring those carbs down a bit better, because I don't want to run away with myself. And they're always good carbs. They're always things like vegetables, stuff like that. But still, they all creep in. So that is kind of what I'm aiming for with this week's meal plan. So it's meal prepping time. I'm about to put my eggs in there. I think I'm going to do 10 this week because I'm making breakfasty sort of bowls. I've got these sausages, both obviously yellow stickered. What I was going to do is just going to cook them, but I've got, obviously, not having them raw. But what I'm going to do this time is actually I'm going to chop them up into pieces and just fry them in a pan and have like mixed sausage pieces instead of just whole. So that's what I'm going to do with those. I've got my chicken wings. I'm going to take the tips off and pop those in the oven low and slow. And my chicken is done with all those veggies. It smells really nice actually. So I'm going to shred that up and probably reuse this dish because I don't like washing up. And that will go in the oven after the wings, I think. The wings are ready to go in the oven. These are salt and peppered, just leaving those plain. These ones I've put some Cajun seasoning on there. I thought that might be interesting. And on this one I put on some Caribbean style. So what I'll do, turn them over at least once during cooking. And I think on the Cajun I'm going to put some Franks on. I haven't got a lot of it left, so I'll use all that up. And I'm thinking this barbecue, I've had this, it's actually quite nice, from the Skinny Food Co. You can order it all online, and they do loads of different sauces as well, but that one seems to be okay. So I'll be like doing Caribbean barbecue style. So I'm going to put them in on gas mark 5 for about 35 minutes, turning them through and putting sauce on towards the end. Well, I've made my cheesy sauce. I followed the recipe mostly. Yeah, actually I have followed it. It's not like me at all. I've got my cheesy sauce. I was worried it was going to be a bit thin, but I think it's going to be okay. Just give that melt a bit longer. I've got my shredded up chicken. It's a little bit brown because of the when I did it in the slow cooker to shred, there's red onion skins in there to give it flavour, but it's fine. And I've also got my mixed cauliflower broccoli. I squeezed quite a lot of the moisture out and cut it up quite small. So I'm going to mix all this in there and just put some cheese on top and put it in the oven just to get nice and golden, because this is all cooked. I have done this before with artichoke hearts and leeks and cabbage as well. It's quite nice. So definitely use what you've got, but I had this to get rid of out of my freezer, so that's why exactly what I did. So I'm going to combine this all together and get 5 portions out of this to have with my wings, and this is going to be about 380 calories and 3 carbs per portion, which is pretty good. So I'm going to pop that in the oven and sweat out my wings and start boxing things up. Okay, the wings are out of the oven. I'm just going to leave them to cool down. I basted them a little bit. The last lot, the plain ones, are still in the oven because they were a bit too low down. But it took freaking ages, but it's done. And I'm going to have plenty left over and plenty for the week. So that's good. I've got my casserole in the oven, my chicken, broccoli, cauliflower bake. So let's get boxing. And when you've got strong meal prepping game, you've got to tell everyone, haven't you? Well, look at that. Absolutely awesome. Better than I expected, actually. So we've got that chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, cheesy casserole. I've tasted it. It is really good. Probably all the garlic, to be fair. So I've got 5 of those, 1 for each night. I'll probably warm them up and maybe have a little bit of lettuce or cucumber as well on the plate, because that sounds good. Got my breakfast bowls, got the sausage, got the eggs, which I've sliced up. The eggs are really mangly looking. I'll just mess those up this week. And then I've got pots of wings. I'm just going to put 4 in there. It's for obviously like a semi-large snack. But I've also got a couple of bags spare. So I might squeeze those in the freezer, I think, for another time. So that is the state of the meal prep for this week. And that's all I've got for you this week. It's going to be very interesting, I think, with possibly working from home and you know, more wedding preparations and things like that. Got my weigh-in for you guys tomorrow and all that stuff. If you haven't already, please consider pressing the subscribe button and the like button and all that stuff. Links of everything I use are going to be below, and the recipe as well. I am pooped, so I'm going to go have a shower, put my pajamas on, play some Fortnite, and I will see you in a couple of days or a day or so for my weekly weigh-in. Hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.